Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Raida Takifa binti Mustafa and my ID number is 20B0830.
My name is Siti Nabia binti Sani, 22B1004, and our topic is application of Maqasid in Islamic economy. What is Maqasid? Maqasid in Islamic law refer to the goals, intention, purposes, ends, and principles that guide Islamic ruling. Maqasid is classified into three levels of necessity, which is Daruriyat, Hajat, and Tahsiniyat. Daruriyat is further divided into five, into what preserve one religion, life, intellectual, wealth, and offspring. The five principles of Maqasid Sharia are crucial in the economic environment because they serve as a basis for guiding economic activity to fulfill Sharia objective. This principle acknowledge that the economy is more than just maximizing profit. It's also about fostering social well-being and upholding fairness in resource allocation. How objective of Maqasid Sharia is related to Islamic economy. The first one is religion. It plays an important role in shaping a community ethics and the formation of a culture along with other economic factors. In Surah Al-Jumu'ah verse 10, once the prayer is over, disperse throughout the land and seek the bounty of Allah and remember Allah often so you may be successful. This verse emphasizes the Islam care for both Ukrawi and Dunyawi while also remembering Allah. Islam is a harmonious blend of Ukrawi and worldly desire, none of which is ignored or subdued. Next is human life. According to Islam, people are the origin and center of all development. Therefore, to accomplish this development, investment must be made in protecting human life by promoting principles that uphold human dignity, such as human right, freedom, and preventing action that would harm that honor. The third is human intellect. Higher education is often considered as the key institution in intellectual and social growth. Education is a long-term, high-priority investment that could pay off in the future rather than now. Economic progress cannot occur until education is made accessible to everybody. Therefore, investing in education is the most economical way to boost the economic growth and improve the chances and capability of young women and men. Fourth is offspring. Because mankind is both the source and the primary beneficiary of growth and development, Islam places a high value on the continuation of human species and its dignified existence. Lastly, in the world of property, it is a necessary component to complete the other four necessities. Wealth has a reasonable connection to both a person's achievement in this life and in the next. Development requires the expenditure on necessities which are linked to the preservation of human and education, which is linked to the maqsad of maintaining both the religion and intelligence among other things. The implementation of Maqasid Sharia in the early of Islamic economy. The first one is riba. Riba has been practiced by the people of Mecca long before the Prophet time. Riba means taking more in transaction, including buying and selling and borrowing and lending, in a vanity that goes against the Islamic concept of mu'amalat. This definition clarifies that riba will lead to unjust accumulation of wealth and exploitation on one side. In Surah Ali Imran verse 130, all you believe, do not eat up the amount acquired through riba, double and multiply, fear Allah so that you may be successful. So from the verse itself, it's clear that Allah has forbidden us from doing the practice of riba. The provision of riba protects the people's wealth or property. Therefore, equity and equitable distribution of wealth profit-sharing agreements such as mudarabah and musharaka were used in the place of riba in economic transaction. Next is zakat. Zakat is an institution that dates back to the early of Islamic economy. It involves taking a particular amount of wealth or property from the wealthy and distributing it to the poor. During the Prophet time, the zakat funds are limited to 8 categories, but now the zakat funds are used to finance numerous state expenditure items which Muslims must pay to the Baitul Mal. The expenditure are necessary for the growth of the economy. The institution of zakat has met the Maqasid Sharia objectives such as preserving wealth and religion. The objective of zakat are there to support the poor, redistribute money to the less fortunate, and improve the unity among the Muslims.
Thank you, Nabiha. Now, I would like to talk about the applications of Maqasid Sharia in the economic policies and governance. The Maqasid Sharia is highlighted as the integral to achieve the sustainable economic development. The government also play a vital role to create equitable distributions and justice to the society. Firstly, the government must view the educations as the central institutions for the process of intellectual transformations and development. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala want the human to preserve their intellectual and encourage endeavor to enhance the aql. Every children needs to get their educations and treating them with fairness. Hence, the education is a very powerful tool to reduce poverty and also the inequality. One of the countries that I took as a major examples that view the education as the important matters is our government itself, Brunei Darussalam. They have implemented several initiatives to enhance the skills of its people. The government provide the free educations as well as the scholarships that give locally and also the overseas. This allows the Brunei citizen fully benefit to have a good education system. Hence, it exposes them to the international cultures and also broadens their minds and also perspective towards a way of life. Secondly, about the life. It is a very important matter to protect the life and also to preserve it. And by how the government going to protect the life of its people is by implementing the Islamic law called the hudud. That will ensure the country political stabilities and also the security of its people. Hence, this measure will surely prevent the crime and also the homicide. In the In the Surah Al-Isra, verse 33, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, "Do not take someone's life. Allah has made it sacred, except for just a cause. And to the case if the person are killed intentionally, we have given his or her higher authority to demand qisas, law of equalities, or to forgive, but not let him to exceed the limits of the matter taking life. He should not ill anyone, except the killer only, provided that he is held by the Islamic law." And lastly is about the wealth. The Maqasid Sharia has emphasized the protections of wealth and the property rights. The wealth must be used transparently to eliminate the poverty. Hence, the government must not take anyone's side and to distribute the wealth fairly. In Surah Al-Hashr, verse number 7, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, "So that this treasure do not only circulate among the rich among you." One of the example for the wealth is the zakat. The zakat is also known as the one of the pillar of Islam. The zakat is also the major example for purifying and clearing the properties. The zakat closely related to the social, the moral, and also the economic dimension that help to alleviate the poverty, which aim to create a more equitable economic development. The government, especially in the Islamic countries, must implement the zakat collections and distribution system, ensuring that the wealth is distributed to those who are in need, thereby fulfilling the Maqasid objective of promoting the social welfare and equity. Next, I would like to talk about the issue and challenges applying the Maqasid Sharia in the economy. Implementing the Maqasid Sharia into the modern economic framework may pose some challenges. This is due to because the difference of the underlying principles and assumptions, especially in the midst of the industrial revolutions where the technologies are developing very fast. So firstly, some of the people are resistant to the changes for applying the Maqasid Sharia in the economy. This could hinder the implementations of the applying the Maqasid Sharia in the economy. For example, some of the stakeholders, shareholders, and also the businessmen are not aware, especially for the non-Muslim. Hence, they may reject the proposals if they find it very difficult and also complicated. Secondly, the Islamic economic emphasizes the fairness and the social justice for all aspects of life. Hence, the Islam prohibits any form of cheating, fraud, unfairness in the financial dealings. For instance, Islam prohibits the riba and also the gambling that could sanction the socio-economic right and privileges. It also leads to the economic crisis and inflation due to the lack of the real transactions involving the healthy economic cycle. A lot of the modern financial system are built in the interest-based transaction. However, the transitions to the interest-free financial system while maintaining the stabilities and competitiveness can be challenging, especially in the globalized economy where the interest-based transactions are prevalent. Lastly, developing regulatory framework that implement the Maqasid Sharia require a deep understanding of the Islamic jurisprudence and also the Islamic economics. Lack of awareness of the implementations of the Maqasid may lead to the failure to incorporate the principle of the Maqasid Sharia in the economy, policies and practices and limit the applications. As the result, the economic policy may not fully integrate the Islamic value and may advertently contradict the objective of the justice, the equity, and the social welfare outline of the Maqasid Sharia. In conclusion, the Islam is a comprehensive religion that provides a guidance for all aspects of human life, including the economic matters. Full implementations of the Maqasid Sharia in the economic activities according to the Quran and also the Sunnah as a primary sources to achieve the objective of Sharia is required. The Maqasid Sharia will help to enhance the performance of the country as well as bring the justice for the community and also the society as a whole. It's also designed as a tool for solving the contemporary issue and challenges. By working collaboratively to advance the understanding of the applications of Maqasid Sharia in the economy, the society may realize the vision of the economic system is guided by the principle of justice and equity. and the social welfare in accordance to the Islamic value and teaching.